Kai is a flexible 4-star cryo sword user who can play as an on-field DPS, off-field DPS, or support. His low energy requirements and consistent cryo application allow him to synergize well with Superconduct and Reverse Melt teams. However, Kai's true potential lies in freeze teams since he can utilize his Ascension 4 talent, the 4-piece Blizzard Strayer set, and Cryo Resonance to amplify his effectiveness. Kai does have some problems which hold him back in certain teams, however. His Elemental Burst only goes to melee range, and his reliance on freeze makes him less optimal in other team compositions. Kai's normal attack talent is Ceremonial Blade Works. His normal attack string is a 5-hit combo with his final attack teleporting behind an enemy if they're within range. Kai's charge attack performs 2 attacks with a step back. Kai's elemental skill is called Frostgnaw. This creates a cone in front of Kaya, dealing cryo damage and generating cryo particles. His Ascension 4 passive improves the particle generation when freezing or hitting a frozen enemy. Kai's elemental burst is called Glacial Waltz, which summons 3 icicles that follow him while rotating 4 times around him for 8 seconds. When an individual icicle hits, it does AoE damage centered around itself. Each icicle has an independent hitbox and timer on the AoE damage. At the end of his burst, the icicles will explode for more damage. Kaya has many builds to choose from, but his most effective ones are Freeze DPS and Cryo Support. In a Freeze DPS composition, Kai utilizes Freeze to enable the 4-piece Blizzard Strayer set bonus and Cryo Resonance while dealing damage as either an on-field or off-field DPS. As an on-field DPS, Kai is usually paired with Chongyun to infuse his normal and charge attacks to deal cryo damage. An off-field Kai is much more focused on utilizing his Elemental Burst as passive cryo application and damage while another unit is on field. Kaya's talent priority in this playstyle depends on whether Kaya is an on or off-field DPS. As an on-field DPS, Kaya should prioritize on his burst and normal attacks, then his skill. As an off-field DPS, his elemental burst should be leveled first, followed by his skill. The best weapon for this playstyle is Mistsplitter Reforged for its high base attack, crit damage, and elemental damage bonus. His best 4 stars are the Blackcliff Longsword for its crit damage, and the Flute for its attack and damage proccing passive. His best free-to-play option is Harbinger of Dawn because it offers crit damage and crit rate. Kai's best artifact set for Freeze DPS is the 4-piece Blizzard Strayer set for its cryo damage bonus and 40% crit rate bonus on frozen targets. The main stats to look for are an attack percent on the timepiece, cryo damage bonus on the goblet, and crit damage on the circlet. For substats, crit damage and attack percentage should be prioritized, but energy recharge can always be picked up for extra comfort. Kaya's second playstyle is as a cryo support, which takes advantage of his short time on field. His elemental skill generates a good amount of energy, and Kaya's burst provides strong off-field damage and applies cryo. This playstyle utilizes his entire kit to support his team, all while mostly being off-field. As for talents, Kaya will mainly rely on his cryo damage, so prioritize his elemental burst first and then his elemental skill. He will not be utilizing his normal attacks very much, so you can leave it unleveled. Kaya's best 5-star weapons depend on his teams. The Freedom Sword is a very strong option due to its Elemental Mastery substat and team-wide buffs, but requires specific teams for him to utilize it efficiently. The Scoured Blade is great as a generalist option for its energy recharge substat, which Kaya can sometimes be short of. As for damage, the Mistsplitter Reforge is his best option. As for his non-5-star options, the Favonius Sword is a strong option if he has a pure battery for its energy recharge and particle generation. His best free-to-play weapon for damage is the Harbinger of Dawn. As for his artifacts, Kai's best set is generally the 4-piece Noblesse Oblige set for the team-wide attack buff. However, in freeze teams, the 4-piece Blizzard Strayer set can also be a great choice if you plan on investing into his damage. As for his main stats, Kai's generally looking for either an energy recharge timepiece or an attack percentage timepiece, depending on if he can burst off cooldown. For the goblet, you want cryo damage percentage, and for the circlet, you want crit. For substats, he wants energy recharge, crit rate or damage, and attack percentage. For team compositions, some of the 2 most common ones are Permafreeze for DPS Kaya and Superconduct Sub DPS as support Kaya. One of Kaya's most popular freeze DPS teams consists of Kaya, Chongyun, Xingqiu, and Jin. Kaya is the main DPS as he stays on field and dishes out damage with his entire kit. Chongyun infuses Kaya's normal and charge attacks with cryo, while Xingqiu provides survivability, off-field damage, and applies Hydra for the freeze, while Jin applies Viridescent Venerer, Resistance Shred, and heals. Kaya works well in many support roles, but a common one is as a superconductor for physical DPS compositions. An example team consists of Razor, Fischl, Kaya, and Zhongli. Razor is the main DPS in this composition and benefits greatly from the Superconduct debuff from Kaya. Fischl and Kaya provide great sub DPS while off-field, while Zhongli provides shields and further debuffs the enemies. Kaya is a versatile unit with various roles that he can fill very well. His off-field damage makes him a great crowd DPS, and his energy generation lets him sustain his elemental burst at relatively low energy requirements. He is much more flexible than the general community might expect, and is a strong unit to invest to, especially with his second constellation. Thanks for watching this quick guide. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to drop a like. If you'd like to see more quick guides and other informative content in the future, subscribe to the channel.